Good morning. This is the Abundance Oracle, here to talk to you about inflation. A lot of people have misconceptions about what inflation is and what causes inflation. Even some of the reporters I hear on the TV have got it wrong. It, there's a ability to not be designated responsible if the people are confused about what causes inflation. Is that an easy way to say it? Okay, so I'm going to read to you some of the notes I wrote that I'd like you to understand. Inflation is caused by the government spending more money than it has in its savings account. It's very similar to you and I. If you spend more than you have, you go bankrupt, you get in trouble. I mean, it's hard to get credit, the rate goes up, et cetera, et cetera. So that's basically what inflation is. Now, the Fed, who determines interest rates, let me tell you about this. The government can go to a private agency, which was established 2 days before Christmas in 1913. There was a sort of panic, if you know history, in 1907, and we decided to have the Fed, which is a private organization owned by the wealthiest families in the world, and it's called the Fed. It's a non-governmental agency. It prints money and lends those dollar bills to the people of the United States. And in exchange, the people of the United States pay for those bills, not just what they're worth, but also interest. So that's how the Fed makes money, these private, very wealthy families that started this whole thing out. Now, there were two Feds that were abolished because it's not a very smart way. It's like, not a nice way to say it, but it's sort of like loan sharking. People are in a bind, you lend them money, you can control the interest rates, and it's not for the good of the people that need the money. Okay. The Fed organization is not connected to or run by the U.S. government or its people. The bad news is currently that the government's ability to use that credit card called the Fed has no limit. So you can overspend without a problem. And unfortunately, that's what our institutions have been doing, overspending. And now the credit card bill is getting so large that we are on the brink of not being able to pay for the bills. So there's only way to handle this. There's two ways. That's it. You either borrow more money and get yourself deeper in debt and eventually go bankrupt, which then is a massive disaster, or you stop spending so much money and start paying off the debt. Now, I know that's going to be very unpopular, but that's the way our votes have chosen to go. Neither one is a popular way, but we're committed as the United States to remain as good as we have been. We're going to get things taken care of. We're going to cut back massively on programs. We're going to cut back on people we employ. The last administration hired more government employees than ever was around. That's why the employment numbers were held up to not look so bad as they really are. Anyway, okay. So for you to be able and your family not to go bankrupt due to increasing taxes, decreasing handouts by the government, such as free health care services, Obamacare, free food cards for people that can't afford it or newcomers. Unfortunately, it's going to be not a popular thing for me to say, but this is it. Stop supporting newcomers without skills that can't pay for their own housing. We're paying millions and millions of dollars for housing without getting paid back. Also, so older newcomers, they're trying to make them allowed to get Social Security money that the people have not paid into. Okay. Also, in the past, the government has taken the Social Security money that everyone pays into now and has paid into and is supposed to be invested so that the government can pay back to you when you get to be a senior citizen. It's sort of like an enforced retirement plan. The government at one point in time has taken all that money and given the Social Security Fund an IOU. So there's now no money and it's coming straight from taxes. It's not good. And us, the people, we have not been aware or had the power to stop some of these horrible financial decisions from taking place. So you and your family, to not go bankrupt, you need to spend less than you earn and pay off your credit card debt, your car debt, and you need to start saving for emergencies. And the emergencies will come because the prices of everything is going to be going up just to borrowing money, inflation. There is also a way for the government to not look as guilty as they have been, and that is to start World War III. Enough said about that. You know I can't talk about that here. But you as a family, you need to start a year ago. Start paying off your debt and getting fiscally responsible. It's not a popular thing to do, but if you're the woman or man who's running the head of household, you need to sit everyone down and in plain black and white explain you're going to be cutting expenses and you have to. There's no way around it. All right. If you have any questions or I can answer anything or help you personally, please write in the comments below and I'll see if I can explain better to you. All right. Help me out by hitting the subscribe button. This is the Abundance Oracle. Thanks for coming, and I hope to see you soon again. Bye-bye.